Hi, Mr. Chairman. It's Aussie Villain. Good, mate, good. Yeah, 2 big games at home in Europe. Hopefully 4 points. Yeah, it'd be nice, wouldn't it? So actually, you know what else would be nice? Is if we invested a little bit more money in our youth. Thank you, sir.
Zingen samen de zegerstropen, mouw van Grindavik. Oh, je weet, met wat nu get it done.
Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain. Welcome back to Grindavik on The Impossible Dream. It is Season 4, Episode 11 today, and we have 2 home games in Europe. FC Utrecht of the Netherlands and Astana of Kazakhstan, I think it is. And I think we can get points here, I've got to say. Now, a little bit has happened off the field since last episode. This is traditionally when, of course, we will be going through the transfer special. But we have managed to convince the board to invest in the youth again. So we've got excellent academy training now, which is excellent, obviously. And youth recruitment is now good. So we'll continue to look to try and build that up, but it's good to see things are on the up and up for the youth of the squad, which is essentially where for the next few seasons anyway we're going to be getting our best players from until we can afford to go and spend the transfer fees to then bring in some players from elsewhere. But really happy with that. Now the league has sort of wrapped up, and we've had sort of the end of season awards for the league. Now, of course, we already knew that Stefansson had won the Golden Boot, but also winning, we go to Manager of the Year, it was me, so hooray for me. But more importantly than that, if we go and have a look here at Player of the Year, and it was Rocky. So for the second time since we've been in charge, second time in a row as well, we have had the Player of the Year in the top flight, which is excellent. And the Team of the Year, if you're interested in that, was a little bit disappointing, to be honest, because we only had the 3 players in there, Marmot, Cappiello, and Rocky as well. So, well done to those guys, but it would have been nice to get 1 or 2 more. Now, unfortunately, Marmot is going to miss today's episode with injury, or certainly the first game. But let's go and have a quick reminder of how the Europa League table looks. And we have the glorious side of Aston Villa on top of a league table, which is very nice. We need to scroll down for ourselves, unfortunately, and we can see us there, 31st with a point. Now, if we can get the 4 points I'm hoping for today, that would put us up to 5 points, obviously, which would mean we're inside the top 24. Would we stay there? Almost certainly not. In fact, it would probably put us just outside with goal difference. But let's hope, anyway, because we can see here, who are we playing today? We are playing Astana, who are 16th, 2 wins, 2 losses. And we're playing Utrecht, who are 11th with 2 wins and 2 draws. So maybe I'm being overly ambitious looking at that, but we've got to be ambitious. We're an Icelandic side. So anyway, let's go and have a look and see the team that we are sending out here. And we're expecting a 4-2-3-1 formation out of them. And the team for us is as follows. Origi in goal. Half Pawson comes in to play left back with Monte, Adelsteinson and Cresswell. Poor Dartson is going to play this one. The reason for that is that Sayas has got a cold. A very poorly timed cold, I might say as well, but nonetheless, he is out. It'll be Halkson and Cappiello that will be in midfield with him. Viva and Rocky will be the wingers. It will be Stefansson going up top. And, well, let's hope we can get a good result here. It's an extended bench, as is usually the case in Europe. And one thing I did want to point out here, Huggins, since he's got his full-time contract, he is training on to looking as though he's going to be a very nice player for us indeed. But on the bench for this one. Okay, so we can see the team sheets here. Don't recognise too many names in their starting lineup. This Bo Sayed is a name that looks a little bit familiar. Musa Silla on the bench is a name that looks familiar to me as well. Okay, let's just say no pressure on us here. We are at home. It's a good opportunity, of course, to be able to go out there and get a result in Europe. And, of course, playing in Iceland in late November is probably not where most people would like to be on a nice Thursday night, I would imagine. But anyway, we'll see what we can do here. They are playing as expected, which is always a bonus. And, yeah, I mean, we don't have the Dutch league loaded up. So we saw, we got a point against Red Bull. Another just check-in at the stadium roof there. All looks well. And here come the teams. Look at Monty. He's an absolute... He is huge. I have offered him a full-time contract, actually, as well. I just figured if he's in our starting lineup for Europe, obviously he still has a use. So it seems silly not to have him on a full-time contract. We will be voting on your Viewers Player of the Year in between the 2 games as well today. So make sure that you don't miss that if you're skipping forward in the video at all, which you shouldn't do. But if you are, just make sure you don't miss that. And that is from a set piece. I think he's offside. I think the first head up played. He was offside when the second one. Oh, he's not. Oh dear, we've fallen behind in a game I really thought when Cresswell's playing him on. I really thought we might get something out of this one. It's a few guys playing him on. Well, that's disappointing. Really, really disappointing. We'll give them some encouragement, and we'll see how we go. Obviously, Sayas is a big loss. Paul Dartson in there is supposed to be a bit more of a defensively minded player. But we'll see if that works out. Cappiello's done well there. Oh, I think I'm deeply, deeply in love with this football man. And, well, it's not even a man, he's a character. These football binary numbers. There's an interesting pass. Unfortunately, we just weren't quite able to put enough pressure on there. Monty wins the header. Hauksson can't bring it down, though. Cresswell dives in, and we're under pressure again here. And, okay, well, let's not attack. And I wonder if we need to raise the tempo. I know there's a few in the comments saying we should have just skipped ahead to the end. I mean, there's a two-part reason for it. One is that I genuinely do believe we could, well, I thought we get something out of this one, which is looking unlikely, but especially Astana. But also just the time it takes for me to play through these games, because it is typically the off-season as well, and I have to plan way ahead for the transfer specials to make sure I get them sort of recorded and stuff on time. And so that was just sort of the two-part things. One, I actually did do... I wouldn't say we can't get something from this one, but Astana especially, I think we can get something from. But yeah, it's as much as anything just down to the time it takes to... Oh, Stefansson has been gifted the equaliser. It says it's the first of the season. We've actually, in game, switched over to the new season now, so that's why it says it's his first of the season. But I can tell you it's his 32nd of the season. And what is the goalkeeper doing here? I don't even think Stefansson really wanted to close him down. But it is... well, arguably worse than Cappiello's effort last game. It's 1-1. And, well, now is that going to anger the beast, or are we going to sort of maybe enter them into a little bit of shock here? Cresswell should have that. He does. Viva gets lunged in on it. I mean, I guess he won the ball, but high foot, surely. It's at least a foul. But anyway, Viva tracking back, doing his job nicely. Can Stefansson pounce there? No, he can't. Oh, that is just... Is it Adel Steitzen? Or is it Monty? I mean, it's a penalty either way. He's just been bundled down. I think it was Adel Steitzen. Adel Steitzen looks so good domestically. He looks so bad in Europe. To the point where I might even drop him and just go with Monty and Antonsen as a back two. And Adel Steitzen might be one for the league. Origi goes the wrong way. And having got ourselves gifted our way back into the game, that really is a shame. All right, what can we do here, if anything? I mean, we're having, half the possession. We're having our share of possession. We are creating chances. We're having shots on goal, so we're not doing terribly. But again, set pieces and penalties in Europe, that just suggests that we're just not. And I know I've said it every game so far, but we're just not quite at the level we need to be at. But it'll come. I'm sure it'll come eventually. We've got a kickoff highlight here. I'm wondering, poor Dartson, what's he doing? Playing a 6.5. If we could get a little bit more in there, perhaps. But anyway, Viva has done well. He's just not... Oh, he's done brilliantly. He's won it back for us. Cresswell to Hauksson. Back to Viva. Can he square it for it? As Stefansson, he goes himself. And you feel like that just needed a ball rolled across the face of goal, didn't it? We've got a corner to defend. We have been working on attacking and defending set pieces. Obviously, it's not quite working for us. We'll give him another encouragement. Yeah, poor Dartson's down to a 6.4. So let's try and get a more creative player in there. Now, we have two options. Turpitson, who is coming back from injury. Now, he's not particularly creative, but we do have this guy that just came through the academy. Decent passing, decent vision. I mean, he's not physically ready for Europe, though, is he? So maybe we do go with Turpitson, who is ever so slightly better. And we'll stick him in there as... All right, we'll go with the deep-lying playmaker. I'm not convinced he can do it, but we'll see how he goes. Rocky not having a great game. Do we stick Birchall out there in a wide area? Another ball in, and it's another goal. Half Paulson isn't having a great game at left back. I wonder if we get our youngster on there and just see if he does any better. Do we see who that was? Half Paulson is the man who lost out in the air. Let's try a demand more. And this is the most disappointed I've been. Like I said, I genuinely did think we could take something from this game. So you can come on. That's the youngster. And we'll get Birchall on. Try and play with wingers on both sides. And Turpinson has a go. But not to be. But yeah, I just thought that, a Dutch side was something that a team we could take points off of. But maybe, we're still an Icelandic team. We are essentially still a semi-professional team. We haven't had even sort of a full off-season yet to get used to being professional. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll just see how this goes. Birchall does okay. I don't want to spend the $250,000 to sign Birchall, which is sort of an optional fee we have of part of the loan. I'm not completely against trying to get him back. I just don't want to pay that much for him. I don't think we're financially that well off that we can afford to spend that much on a transfer. Huggins can come on for Cresswell as well, actually. And yeah, it's not like he's the sort of player that is going to... I mean, he's a good player, don't get me wrong. But I don't think he's the sort of player... There's a good ball for Stefansson. Can he stick one away? Oh, he can! Omar Stefansson. It mustn't be a big game because he's got us back into this. It's 3-2. And there's still 5 or so minutes to play. A little bit more than that, plus stoppages. Birchall did really well. Nice ball to find Stefansson. And, well, he just does what he does, doesn't he? So, are we going to find a way back into this one? We will continue with the change. Do we have another sub? We don't. Okay, so got nothing to lose, really. If we can get a point, we'll take it. So we'll move everybody a little bit further forward. We'll go more attacking. We'll take it off work ball into the box. I don't want to go direct because we don't have those sorts of players. We're not good in the air. So I don't see that being any of use to us. And it's suicide stuff, but let's go with the higher line. We'll step up and we'll get stuck in as well and just see if we can win the ball high up the pitch and maybe nick a point here. Let's encourage them. And we are in the first minute of 3 stoppages and the young collar beaten in the air again at the back post, and that'll do it. I don't regret it. We had to go for it. Monty maybe should have been a little bit more aware. But there we go. Can we at least make it look like we were right in the game? It's not been terrible from us, actually, has it? It's not like we've been completely outplayed here, although, as I say, we are at home. But even the point we got against... This is some nice football. Huggins has a go. Even the point we got against Salzburg, it felt like we were very much the second best team, and they had an off day, and we sort of clung on a little bit. But, yeah, this has felt a little bit more like we've at least got... Here's a threat. Here's a threat. Here's a threat, and Cappiello draws the save, and I mean that will do it. We're not going to take anything from the game, but we could get back to 4-3. Cappiello with the corner. Can he find Monty or some other head that we've got in the middle? Near post, heathered away, and just have a go. Adel Steinson keeps the possession. Cappiello loses it, and that'll be that. So 4-2, entertaining, but ultimately not successful. But 50% of the possession as well. I don't think that was terrible. So there we go. Utrecht move into the top 8. So they are still obviously a good side. We drop down 1 to 32nd. I think now we just don't want to finish bottom, don't we? But this season it always was going to be just a bit of a learning experience for us. So there we go. That's Utrecht played and lost. Astana is the next one. If we're going to win a game, this is the one. Let's see if we can do it. Okay, welcome back. Now, before we get to this game against Astana, it is time to vote on your Viewers Player of the Year. Thank you everybody who nominated. We had 2 players with more than 1 nomination each. So those are the 2 players that are being put forward. So in alphabetical order, the first man is Flavio Cappiello. 9 goals, 6 assists, and an average match rating of 7.16 for him. And the other man, I think it's the first time we ever had a goalkeeper nominated, Eric Origi. 13 clean sheets, an average of 1.12 goals conceded per game, and an average average match rating of 7.18 for him. So as ever, there's going to be a link in the description below. Go and click on that. It'll take you through to a straw poll, and we will announce the winner of the Viewers Player of the Year in next episode's End of Season Awards. But to matters at hand and Astana. So that's who we're going to play. Let's have a look at what we're doing here. We're expecting a 4-3-3 out of them. And the team that we are sending out is as follows. It is Origi in goal, Marmot, Monte, Antonsen, and Huggins even as the back four. It's going to be Sayas, Olmarkson, and Capiello in midfield. Rocky plays on the right, Birchall on the left. Stefansson goes up top. A few little knocks and niggles. Viva has got a knock, so he's not available for this one. And if we keep scrolling down, we have a lot of youth players in the first team just now. Oskarsson is out for another 2 weeks, so he is not available to come in and replace Viva. So that's why it's sort of a little bit of a rejig at the front there. But anyway, let's go and see if we can win a game in the Europa League. All right, we can see the team sheets there. There is a trader in the mix. Hordor Magnussen is in their team. He is a Icelandic international. I don't know if he's a current international or not. I think he was on loan for Levante when I checked. It's time to end this poor run. Let's go out there and make this count. All right, let's go with that. I mean, yes, it's a poor run, but we're also playing some, decent teams in Europe as well. So let's see if we can do this. We will be very, very happy if we can win, because we'll get another £500,000, which will be very nice. I'm not worried about getting into the knockout rounds. To be honest, I don't think it's necessarily feasible at this point. Anyway, we would have needed something from Utrecht because our last 2 games are Rangers away and then Wolves at home. And I suspect the roof still looks in pretty good nick. I suspect that we are going to struggle very much against those 2 teams. So this is kind of it for us. You can see Antonsen now coming out behind Monte. We have very much gone for the two towers at the back. Adel Steinson, I think he's still got a big role to play, domestically and even in maybe some lesser games in Europe. But I think we've seen at this level he's not what we need. So for the first time, we have lasted 10 minutes without giving up a goal, which is nice. Marmot back from injury. He is currently out of contract. He is just everyone's just pretending that he's not right now. So he gets paid. I've lost the ball there. And we get a left back that is sort of more first team ready than the other 2. I do think left back is maybe somewhere. I don't think Halfporson is going to quite cut it for us. I think Bowen Collar here is going to cut it for us, but he's still 17. There's still, he's not quite ready to go just yet. Monte with a header away, and Rocky's done well. We haven't actually played him from the right before, I don't think, as an inside forward, so we'll see how he gets on out there. I'm really having a hard time seeing the ball. I'm assuming it's an orange ball, but it's more of a browny orange, a very grassy orange, let's say. And it's difficult to see, which is not ideal. Here they come forward. It's sort of the seas opening for them, but thankfully the shot was over the top. So for once in Europe, we are dominating possession. Now, it's just a matter of can we use it. They are expected to be a Route 1 side, as Capiello fighting for possession, wins it, and let's see what he can do. Cross goes in towards Rocky. It's down on the chest. Rocky, I can't see the ball. It's bouncing around in there somewhere. And, I mean, surely it's not just me. And I'm looking at a big screen. If you're watching on your phone, you're absolutely no chance of seeing that ball. It's like they're playing like an imaginary game. All right, Origi, potentially Viewers Player of the Year. And again, ball forward. It's Marmot letting him in behind, and Origi is there again. All right, Marmot, what have you got for us, mate? It's a good ball in, and it's just over the top from Sayas, I think it was. Now, with the extra money we've got too, and with the scouting budget, with bigger scouting budget, we're now scouting Northern Europe, not just Iceland, and hopefully we won't go massively into debt, but we probably will. What do we say to that? It's time for everyone to dig in. We've actually been the better team here, according to the match stats. The highlights maybe wouldn't suggest that, but I wonder if we raise up the tempo here and maybe don't exploit the flanks and see if that gives us just a little bit of something. A goal would be a nice little bit of something, wouldn't it? They're arguably doing that back to the front. The Mazzella should be going with the inverted winger, shouldn't it? So one sort of drifts in and one out. Anyway, I don't want to coach the other team. Malmo is beating Red Bull Salzburg. That tracks on our recent form against them. Stefansson not involved up front, so we will need to change something here. What do we change? the thing is that if we give him a chance, he is likely to score it, isn't he? What can we do here? Okay, so we're going to... I was going to take work ball into box off, but we're going to pass into space at a high tempo, and hopefully that will create something for us. The one positive is that so far it's been a fairly solid performance from us at the back. Of course, the issue is that we've had 13 shots and only 2 on target, and that is telling in the fact that there's no goals yet for us. Stefansson, it's there for Rocky. Rocky looking for Birchall, finding Birchall, and it has been saved over the top. And let's see if we can do something from the corner. Monte at the near post. Antonsen at the back post. Is there anything for us? Marmot with the ball in. It is headed away. Birchall has it. Back in. It's again hacked clear. And Antonsen actually isn't at the back post. He's sitting a little bit further back. Let's try demand more. What we don't want to do, of course, is lose it. Not just because we don't want to lose the game, but let's not forget money involved. And Huggins has almost gifted them a goal. All right. Marmot with a throw. We're in the 87th minute. Don't do anything stupid here. Huggins, he's got space. That's okay. There's the ball down the line. He finds Rocky. What can he do? Rocky crossfield again for Birchall. We're moving him around, which is nice. Can we find a nice ball at the end of this, though? Birchall in for Stefansson. It's cleared away. And here come Astana the other way. Have we opened up a little bit too much here now? Oh, they've got men pouring forward. Can Monty stop it? It's offside. And we somewhat got away with that, I would argue. But no shots on target, really, in this game. It's another 0-0. It's another point in Europe. But I'm going to say that one particularly is disappointing. We should have done a little bit better with that. So, yeah, that's disappointing. We should have won that. So a second point, though, that is positive. It'll be more money as well, of course. But, yeah, I just feel like that we've missed a chance. So Grindavik held to draw. We're knocked out of the Europa League. We weren't expecting necessarily to get through. 180 grand in the bank. That does make the finances look a little bit better again. Still at above 5.5 million. And yeah, well, maybe we can have a sneaky ask at the board for something here. What have we got? Can we ask for networking? We don't need another senior affiliate, I don't think. Do we want to build a new stadium? I don't think we need to do that just yet either. What I wouldn't mind, actually, is some more scouts. And I wouldn't mind some more coaches either, if you could be so kind, just to try and improve the level. Only youth coaches. We don't really need youth coaches. Anyway, that will do it for today, guys. If you have enjoyed that, make sure you hit thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. You can see all the new season stuff is there now. We'll be back next time to face Wolves on the final day of this extended season for us. And of course, as Ava is knocking on the door to come in. And of course, I will have our end of season awards, goal of the season as well. Don't forget to go and vote for your viewers player of the year. And I will see you next time to end our first European campaign at home to Wolves. Take care.